In life, we all face moments of hardship, those unexpected challenges that shake us to our core. Whether it's the loss of a job, a health crisis, a personal tragedy, all these moments test our strength and resolve. Resilience is the quality that allows us to recover from these setbacks and adapt to ultimately grow stronger in the face of adversity. But this is something that we're not born with. It's something we develop over time through our experiences and the choices that we make in response to life's challenges. Today, I want to share with you a powerful story of resilience, one that will show you how an ordinary person found that extraordinary strength to rebuild her life after a devastating loss. Maria, like many of us, a hardworking single mother raising two young children in a small town. Life wasn't easy, but she managed to make ends meet, working long hours at the local grocery store and taking on extra shifts whenever she could. Her children, Anna and David, were her world, and every decision she made was with their well-being in mind. But then one cold winter night, Maria's life was turned upside down. A faulty heater sparked a fire in the middle of the night, and by the time she woke up, the flames had spread throughout the house. She grabbed her children and fled, barely escaping with their lives. But everything else, her home, their belongings, her sense of security, it was all gone in an instant. After the fire, Maria was left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. They spent the first few nights in a shelter, but the reality of their situation soon set in. She had no savings, no insurance, and nowhere to go to. The loss was overwhelming. The children were traumatized, often waking up in the middle of the night crying. And Maria herself was battling guilt and despair, questioning how she could have let this happen. Days turned into weeks, and Maria struggled to find a sense of normalcy. She applied for assistance programs, but the wait time was too long, and the immediate need was crushing. Every single day was a battle to find food, clothing, and a place to sleep. Despite her exhaustion, Maria knew that she couldn't give up for her children's sake, and she had to keep fighting. One day, while she was standing in line at a local food pantry, Maria met a woman named Linda. And Linda was a volunteer who had once been in Maria's shoes. She too had lost her home in a flood several years earlier. Linda offered just not food, but a listening ear and practical advice on where Maria could find help. This encounter marked the beginning of Maria's turnaround. With Linda's guidance, she was able to find temporary housing through a local charity. Linda also introduced Maria to a support group for single mothers. And as they began sharing stories, she realized that she was not alone. This support system became Maria's lifeline, giving her the strength to start looking ahead rather than dwelling on what she had lost. Once she had secured temporary housing, she knew that she needed to focus on rebuilding her life. She immediately found a part-time job at a nearby school cafeteria, which offered more stable hours as well as a supportive environment. With a small, steady income, Maria was able to start saving again, little by little. At the same time, Maria worked with a local nonprofit that helped fire victims. They provided her with basic furniture and household items, and even helped her find affordable housing when her temporary stay was up. Slowly but surely, Maria's life began to take shape again. She found a small apartment where she and her children could feel safe. She enrolled them into counseling to help them cope with the trauma. Maria's journey was far from easy. She learned that resilience isn't about being strong all the time, reaching out for help and never losing sight of hope. Maria discovered that the greatest source of strength often comes from the connections we make with others, whether it's the kindness of a stranger or the support of a community. Each step forward, no matter how small, was a step towards rebuilding her life. Whether it was getting a job, finding a new place to live, or simply being able to provide a meal for her children. These moments of progress gave Maria the motivation to keep going. But what exactly is resilience and how can we develop it in our own lives? At its core, resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back when things don't go as planned. It's not about avoiding challenges, but rather learning how to face them head on and grow from the experience. Her journey reminds us that resilience is not about being unbreakable, but about being able to rebuild even when life knocks us down. So as we navigate our own challenges, we can draw inspiration from stories like Maria's and use them to guide us and to help us find our own path forward. It's in the small choices we make every day to keep moving forward, to reach out for help, and to believe that we can overcome whatever life throws our way.